Well, in this playlist, you are going to show how to work with the software Jamovi. This is a statistical software. It is open. It is a freeware. You can use it without any charges. This website was provided in the video description, and you can install the Jamovi in your desktop, or you can run it directly in your browser. I prefer this option. So I already installed the software. There is no trouble in installing Jamov. You're just go in here and you can run the software. So this is the interface of Jamov. We have several push-up buttons. You can do statistical calculations just clicking in these buttons. Here we have a table that a spreadsheet like Microsoft Excel. Probably you are familiar with it. Um, and you are going to begin to show how it works. The first thing that you have to do is to load your data set. Uh, as I say in all my videos, I have used the Microsoft Excel for a long time. 3 years ago, I just used Microsoft Excel. So all my data sets was provided in Microsoft Excel. You can just open it in Jamovi. You click in the hamburger menu here and go to opens, and you'll be directly to a paste that have all the spreadsheets that you want to work. For example, I have saved it in my desktop. You can save your data set whenever, whatever you want. We're going to begin the examples working with the spreadsheets. I'm going to open it, and we have in here the first column, up, and the second column, we have the parameter. We also have this column that we have the number of the samples. So you have 13 samples, and the PH value was determined using an app, as an app installed in a smartphone, and the pHmeter. For example, this is the proposed method, and this is the reference method. If you want to determine the pH, this is the best option. You use a pHmeter. The question is, the two methods provided the equivalent results. Was these two methods equivalent? Well, the first thing that we can do is to do a descriptive statistics. And we are going to select in here or your variables. And then in here in statistics, we have the options. For example, here is the number of observations. We can see 13 observations. Missing are values that were not that you cannot work, for example, in each cell, or a cell that number was typed in a wrong manner. And they have mean, median, and they have the minimum and the maximum value, standard deviations, interquartile range, we have the range of your data set. And you have the Shapiro-Wilk test. The Shapiro-Wilk test say if your data was normally distributed or not. As you can see here, the app provided a bigger pH values than the pHmeter. The values are numerically different. There is a huge difference between the values. And the Shapiro-Wilk test say that where data is normally distributed. When you're going to compare two paired variables, we are going to this push-up menu. You must observe here that when in this case we have dependent variables or paired variables. Why? because we had a sample and its pH value was determined using an app and the pH gamma. Okay, so these two variables are paired because the same sample was analyzed twice using different methods. For in this case, we have the paired variables. All this playlist is devoted to work with paired variables. So we're going to compare, and they have the t-test for paired samples and independent samples. We are going to paired samples. You are going to select both in here. We are going to select both in here. We have this option that is the Wilson-Hank test. This is a non-parametric version of the t-test. I can select both, and you can see that the parametric and non-parametric tests say to us that the two methods provide different results. We can also change in here. It also shows to us that without no doubt, the results obtained using an app are bigger than the results obtained using a pH. As you can see here, the two methods were not equivalent. We have another options here. For example, we have a normality test. In normality tests, we have some 3 hypothesis tests for normality. We have the Shapiro-Wilk test. We have these other 2 tests in here. All the 3 tests have shown that your data was normally distributed. And we have the key plots. You can imagine it that when the points fall out of this line, we don't have a normally distributed data. We have some deviations from the normality, but the data still can be considered as normal. We have the descriptive plots. In here, we have a good view of the situation. We can see that without no doubt, the app provided bigger pH values than the pH gamma. We can see that the standard deviation from the app is much higher than from the pH gamma. This is a visual way to you observe difference between the tests. So he continues to answer the questions of this course in the next videos of this playlist.